Hello, my name is Edward Roberts, and thank you for joining me here on Edward's Journal. Can I level with you real quick? I don't have any friends. Can I level with you again? I'm okay with that. No exaggeration, when I say I don't have any friends, I mean literally zip, nada, zero friends. I would say acquaintances at best. I have I was going to say privilege. It might not sound that way at first, but I have the privilege of living in a very beautiful, wonderful place, 5 hours-ish removed from the city where I grew up. So I would say I had friends when I lived there, but since moving about 8, 9 years ago, I've drifted apart from those people and I rarely see them. And again, I'm okay with that. Now, I have a family. I have 2 young boys. I have a beautiful wife. I have a home to look after. I'm a busy guy. I, like most of us, have to work a 9 to 5 job, much disgruntledly. And I have to have time to make these YouTube videos, have a cup of tea now and again, and, do things I like doing. So with a very busy schedule, I don't have a lot of time for friends, and I find when I do have friends, I spend a heck of a lot of time sort of making up excuses to not spend time with them. Not to get too mushy on you here, but if I do have some free time, I would rather spend it with my kids, my wife, or even just by myself. I'm a solitude person. I like my own company. I like being deep in a book with a cup of tea, watching a film. These are things I enjoy more than necessarily being out and socializing. Now, don't get me wrong. When I am crowbarred out of my comfortable little nest and forced to go socialize, I have to admit, I always have a good time. So to say I'm not a social person is not accurate. I am an introvert sometimes, an extrovert other times. When I am at a function, let's call it a party, a gathering of people, I like going around the room, shaking hands, having conversations there with everybody, people I know and people I don't know, friends or acquaintances, things like that. But again, since moving from where I grew up to the town that I live in now, I don't go to a lot of functions like that. There is on occasion where mostly you'll find when you have kids, you tend to meet people that way. So your kids are in activities, your kids are in school, they have friends. And when they're really young, you find that you tend to be forced to sort of be friends with the parents of those kids. And I've met some wonderful people, people that I definitely know I could be closer to and become genuine friends with. But again, I just don't really want to. Now, I am not a selfish person with my possessions or anything of mine really, except my time. My time, I am a greedy, cantankerous, old miser. Picture the Christmas Carol, Scrooge, before meeting the ghosts. That was me with time. Very ham-fisted, tight-fisted on my time. So when I have the opportunity to have a small bit of time to myself, and there's 3 options on the table, spending time doing something I want to do by myself, spending time with my family, or spending time with acquaintances, I have to tell you, the first 2 are going to win 99.9% of the time. And that's not something I'm proud of necessarily, but that's something that I think a lot of people are scared of when this big creeping black rain cloud of something called loneliness comes along. Now, it's easy for me to say I don't have or want any friends. I am perfectly okay with that because I have a family that I'm close to. And I realize a lot of people out there, I always say if you don't have your health, you don't have anything. I would say next to that is my heart really goes out to the lonely people out there. And if you are someone who is lonely and looking for someone, my heart breaks for you and I hope you find that. But I'm more here today just to say you don't need to fill your schedule with social things just so you have something to post online to social media and make people think you're living this big, fantastic, wonderful existence. There is absolutely nothing wrong with enjoying your own company or enjoying the company of those in your household, regardless of your age. If you have parents at home, if you have kids yourself, either end of that spectrum, there's people in your home that love you and care about you, and I'm sure that you could spend time with. To those social butterflies out there who are living it up, having a great time, I tip my hat to you. I was young once and I would go out and do fun things lots, and that's when I had lots of friends in my social circle, and I'm not going to look back and say those were not good times, but I can say getting on in years, I much prefer the company of myself and my family to anyone else, which is why I say I have no friends, and I am perfectly okay with that. Thank you for joining me here today. If you haven't done so already, please consider subscribing to the channel. The channel is teeny tiny, insignificant now, but I know someday it could grow and be bigger and I could reach more people, and that's honestly what I'm here for. So thank you so much for tuning in. Leave me a comment down below. I would love to hear from you, and until next time, know that you are very appreciated, and take care.